bro, because I have.
Welcome to the world famous Buckeye show, hosted by your guys Cleveland Mike and your guy Terry, man. Terry, how you doing today, brother?
Bro, I'm good, man. I'm really good. How about yourself, man?
Man, I'm hanging tough, man. Just glad to be back. You know, last week, sorry for us being MIA. I had dance competition going on, and the time that my daughter was performing was during the show. So, and the way the schedules are, they're weird. You don't really get them until you're there, and then the schedule's ever changing. You know, it could be either pushed back an hour or they could be ahead an hour. It doesn't matter. So you can honestly miss out on anything. So you gotta be there, gotta be ready and on deck, man.
Hey, I already know, bro. I done missed a couple, man. It is what it is, man. I hate missing, but obviously we all got families, bro. We got stuff going on, you know what I mean? So, we're here today, though. We got a lot to talk about, bro. We got some crazy stuff that didn't happen recently, for real.
Yeah, a lot of crazy stuff to get into, man. But before we get started, July 4th will be coming up this weekend. I hope everybody goes out and enjoys themselves as well. Make sure that you're safe. If you are drinking, you get an Uber, a Lyft. We want to make sure that we are staying safe. And, let's make sure that we're taking care of ourselves and then also the people around us as well.
Absolutely, man. I'm going to go out and do something with my kids. What you got planned for this weekend, man?
Man, nothing really. I'm probably just going to get down on that grill, man. Put some chicken, something on that grill. That's what I'm probably going to do.
That's what's up, yeah.
That's what I'm looking forward to.
Got to go see some fireworks, man. That's the birthday of our country.
I'm sure there'll be fireworks all around town for us. So we'll check that out. Yep. But, man, before we hit our intro, man, we got a lot to talk to you about. Jeremiah Smith making comments about the rivals. Is the quarterback battle over? And we got to talk about the biggest topic that's going on in Buckeye Nation, the Civil War that has every Buckeye fan in the uproar, and that is recruiting, man. We have to talk about that. We're going to have to get into it. So before we do,
it's real crazy, Mike. It's real crazy.
It is.
Run that, bro. The way recruiting is right now, man, it's sad, bro. Like, as a Ohio State fan, it's sad, bro. And we got the 5th ranked class. That's what's crazy. But, man, I can't wait to talk about it, bro. You can run it.
We're going to get into it.
World famous Ohio State Buckeyes.
We might be in a situation where we have a superstar coach on our hands, kind of like how we did with Brian Hartline.
So right from the jump, make sure they understand they're playing somebody different tonight. They're playing the Buckeyes. They're playing the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Being a Buckeye, there's nothing better, bro. What's going on, man? So let's go ahead and get right into it, man. Jeremiah Smith, guess he was getting interviewed or didn't know he was getting interviewed, maybe, was talking to somebody. And he made some comments saying that, he's not really a sore loser, but he hates losing to that team up north, was not expecting that. And he basically promised for the next 2 years that it is not going to happen. Terry, with these comments in the rivalry, they have never, for the history of it, they've never really went the best way, right? How do you feel about JJ making these comments?
Man, Mike, tell me the last time a player as good as Jeremiah Smith came out and said something like this in the rivalry, bro. Jeremiah Smith, to me, listen, for my money, Jeremiah Smith is the LeBron James, the Michael Jordan of wide receiver. And I know I've seen a lot of Michigan fans like on the timeline stuff saying like, oh, he had 30-some yards. But Ohio State fans know we just didn't throw him the ball, which is stupid. Every time he did, there was a PI. Whatever. Anyway, I don't know, man. Like we're coming out the gate hot. I thought we was going to start with the other stuff Jeremiah said first, but hey, we're coming out the gate hot.
I wanted to start off with this one.
No, that's fine. I just think that no player to the caliber of Jeremiah Smith has came out and said something like this. And honestly, if Ryan Day is willing to let him go out and win that game, I think that I believe what he's saying. I think that if we go out and we give Jeremiah Smith 15 targets in the Michigan game, I think we're probably going to win that game, and we're probably going to win it pretty easily because I think he's that good of a player. And like I said, I know there's a little bit of talking trash about how many yards he had and stuff, but we all know that was not typical of what Ohio State looked like last year. So,
yeah,
I don't know. What do you think about it, bro? Because I know a lot of people don't like it. I've seen a lot of Ohio State fans that are like, "Oh, I don't like when they do this. Just go win it on the field." And me, I'm like, bro, like if you're that level player, bro, say what you want to say, man. If you want to go out there and promise it, now you put pressure on yourself. Go out there and make it happen.
Yeah. So I mean, how I always felt about it is I'm more, I guess you could say, on the superstitious side, right? I wouldn't like it because, to be honest, it just has not turned out well. Just go show it on the field. But like you were saying, and that was the point that I was going to make, literally the point that you made right away, was when have we seen an athlete of Jeremiah's caliber? And if you want to be honest, our biggest issue, everybody talks about, oh, Ohio State threw the ball. They look at how many times they threw the ball, mostly horizontally. They weren't challenging things on a vertical level that we wanted to see JJ do. So that was just my biggest thing with it was I wanted to see JJ be able to challenge down the field, and we didn't get to see that in that game. So I like JJ calling this shot. And to be honest, JJ, along with Caleb Downs, a lot of the top stars on this team, what did they do? They went up to Ryan Day, they called him out and said, we cannot go out like this. So, I mean, to be honest, listening to them guys talk about how they went at Ryan Day saying, hey, we can't be going out like this. We need to put everything on the table. I don't feel like they're ever going to go out like that again. I feel like they're going to hold Ryan Day's feet to the fire. I also believe another thing JJ has said is he wants to be one of the vocal guys in the room, in that offensive room and in the locker room. So, I mean, it's just different when your top guys are the ones that's talking. Like when you're talking about when JT Barrett, when he talked and how he talked about, the preparation and things leading up to that game and the way he talked to the team, everybody listened. And everybody pulled through. I mean, that's just what I'm saying. Like, and then if Caleb Downs is doing the same thing on the other side, yeah. I mean all of that up.
Bro, we need our players to have that kind of confidence, bro, to be willing to do that because we know Ryan Day is a square, bro. We know he is, bro. That's just how Ryan Day is. We need our players to be like, look, bro, like even to him, like, look, we're not losing this game no more. Like, you're not going to make us lose this game anymore. So either shut up or get out of our way or something, bro, because we're not going to lose this game anymore. And with JJ, bro, I'm sure that Michigan fans, when Higdon and all them guys promised they were going to win, like they believed it. Even like last year, bro, like Denzel Burke was swearing that they were going to win it, bro. Did you ever believe Denzel Burke? I mean, I didn't, bro. Like, you're not that type of player where I know you're about to go out there and do something for us to win this game. Like, you're probably not going to make us lose it. But JJ, bro, I believe him. It is what it is.
Speaking, hey, they said Denzel Burke said the same thing. I'll say this, man.
Did you
that was more on the offense than the defense. Like, defense had its issues in that game, especially just allowing as long as they did to allow the offense to drive the ball.
Did
hold
Denzel
on.
All right, go ahead.
Hold on. Just let me finish what I'm saying. I'm not saying that Denzel Burke was warranted in what he was saying. That's not where I'm going with that. What I'm saying is it wasn't as as much on the defense as a lot of people want to put it on. It was mostly on the offense, us not being able to hit field goals like we should have. But I do feel like our defense held them to enough points where our offense should have been able, like the fact that our offense didn't even score 20 points, that's an issue. That's an issue in itself.
Didn't even score 11 points, bro.
Yeah, with the weapons that we have, that is an issue. So that was my biggest takeaway from that. And I don't believe that we'll see that from a Ryan Day offense again. And again, like I said, with what the players said, I think we'll be fine.
Yeah, and I was just gonna say, as you were saying that, did Denzel Burke do anything to make sure we didn't lose that game? And the answer is no, he didn't. No. So I don't care what. I'm just saying, like, and I agree with you. The defense was not the main issue. The main issue was the offense. Defense had their issues too. But yeah, I mean, obviously, we all know what happened in that game, bro. It is what it is. I like what Jeremiah is doing though, bro. He seems like the type of player that like it don't matter what happens, bro. His confidence ain't gonna be shaken because he knows that he's him, and he needs to keep that, bro. And Ryan Day needs to let him be that. Like, don't try to put him in a box, bro. Don't try to make him Marv or CJ Stroud or nothing, bro. Let him just go out and say what he wants to say and do what he wants to do because he's that type of player. You're not gonna get that player, but once every, maybe once every 15 years, 20 years, you'll have one of those. Yeah. Let him be him, bro.
Agreed, man. Hey, we want to thank everybody for showing out. Make sure that you hit that like button, that share button. We are going to be exclusively doing this on YouTube now. Probably will not be streaming on X. Maybe periodically we will do it on X, but for the most part, this will be our platform right here on YouTube. So make sure that you hit that like button, the comment button, and that you share this with everyone else because this is where we will be. And also want to give a special shout out to our members, man. If you are not a member, go ahead and join the Block O Club for $2.99. JT wasn't short for $4.99, and we don't give a damn for $9.99. Appreciate all of our members and everything that you all do for us.
Appreciate y'all, man, for real. That means a lot.
So, I mean, just going off of what everything JJ has said, does it seem like the quarterback battle is over now? Because we were all talking, hey, Julian saying, Lincoln Keenholz, we were going off of what Ryan Day has said. The battle isn't over. The battle is still close. But when your number one target, your number one wide receiver is just saying that the ball comes out of the quarterback's hands different. When he's throwing the ball, he can make every throw. I mean, this is what Jeremiah had to say about Julian saying. Is the battle over, Terry?
Man, I don't think it's over, but I think that Julian will have to mess it up to not have. You know what I mean? Like I think everybody, including Ryan Day, Julian saying, the wide receivers, they all know that the talent that Julian has is just a different level than Lincoln. And I think that Julian has to go out and take the job. That's how it should be. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, if somebody's asking about a quarterback, bro, the players are going to answer about Julian because that's the ones that people really want to hear about. You know, how's Julian doing? So, yeah, I don't think it's over 100%. Like Julian can still mess it up at any time. He could, if he went out and just completely bombed in fall camp, he can mess it up. But it's pretty much over, bro. Julian Sands are going to be our quarterback.
There you go. Terry was saying it's basically not over. No, it's over. It's over. You heard it from the GOAT himself, Jeremiah Smith. It is over. We have our quarterback because he said opponents will be on notice. So that goes ahead and that tells you who our quarterback is going to be. Now, I do, like I have been saying all season, what I would like to see is some packages for my guy Lincoln Keenholz. Get him in the little Bopa Beulah. You shaking your head, no. But I'm telling you, Julian saying get hurt or get hit a couple times, he's going to be like, dang, why we just couldn't put Lincoln in for that package or something and let him take the hits. So I'm telling you, it's gonna come in clutch.
Man.
It's gonna come in clutch, man. And I'm telling you, it's gonna probably be the reason we win another big game is because of the package, keeping the defense honest, keeping them off. I'm telling you, it's gonna come in clutch, Terry.
I don't like that package stuff, man. Just give me my quarterback, man. Let my quarterback go out there and be my quarterback, man. If Lincoln, if listen, we tried to do the package stuff last time, it didn't work because they tried to put Devin Brown out there to run the ball like he was.
But Devin Brown wasn't a runner, bro. But he wasn't on Lincoln.
Is Lincoln a runner, bro? When was the last time you seen Lincoln do something running the ball? Bro?
I'm not even going here with you with that.
You about to talk to me about how you play baseball and basketball? I'm talking about when was the last time you seen Lincoln do something athletic?
I'm going off of every time the players they ask the players about picking a player for a sport. The number one player that they always go with is Lincoln Kinghope.
Except when they asked Jeremiah who he wanted to be his quarterback, and he said Julian Sayin. Come on, Mike.
That's beside the point. That's beside the point. We're talking about as an athletic runner. We're not talking about as a quarterback. We're not talking about sitting back there throwing down. We're talking about as an athletic runner. There was no Devin Brown athletic doing backflips, no none of that.
Devin Brown did a backflip, man. We got the video of it.
It didn't look as athletic as Lincoln, though. Anyway.
No, I ain't never seen Lincoln do a backflip, man.
Oh, man, that's because Lincoln probably do backflips, front flips, all of it, man. I'm telling you. West Dakota Heisman right there, man.
Oh, man. I don't know about that package stuff, man. The package stuff.
All right, let's see what they're saying in the chat. We got Toast. What up, though? Let's see, DK. What's up, guys? One of my favorite shows. Lincoln is our Bo Pabula. That's it. That's all. I agree. That's what I've been saying.
Man.
Hey, everybody is on the train with me, man. Everybody on the train.
Mike, not me, bro.
You might as well. I'm telling you.
Sayin can move a little bit, bro. You're trying to hate on Sayin a little bit.
I didn't say that. I'm just saying I don't want my guy taking a hit, man.
Let me ask you a question, Mike. Who had the longest run last year for a quarterback on Ohio State? I'll wait because I know the answer.
Turf Monster.
Who had the longest run last year for Ohio State?
Turf Monster.
Who was it, man?
The Turf Monster.
Nah, who was it?
It was the Turf Monster.
I can't help it. Will Howard can't keep his feet. Hey.
It was the Turf Monster.
Julian Sayin, man. Julian Sayin had the longest run.
Burke said Lincoln Keyhouse looks like a QB. Sam looks like a guy who doesn't play QB. Looks like a Disney show character.
Hey, that's cap too. What Burke's is saying. I met Julian Sayin in person, bro. That little baby face he got be confusing people. Julian Sayin is not small, bro. Man, he's not small like that.
It's okay, Terry. Man, you just need to write down the 17-minute mark or whatever, so you can clip this up, and then we can come back at Burke's later. That's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do. Because if y'all get beat by a Disney character, boy, I'm gonna have to talk to you about you Wolverines, bro.
He said he looked like a Disney character, bro. That's crazy. like which one?
Bro, hey, they got beat by a Pinocchio lookalike. Oh, man, we got Posh. Remember for 3 months, she said, hey, Terry, you going to practice this year was fun. Meeting you last year, go Bucks.
Hey, I'm in there, Doreen. I'm trying to go all 3 days this year.
We'll see if
it works out, but I'll be in there at least 2 days. And so hopefully I'll see you there again. It was fun. That was like, dude, listen, any of y'all in the chat or you, Mike, I know you're way down in Texas, but if you guys get a chance to go to the practices when they like the first 3 practices, I think it's like August 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, or the end of June or end of July, then the first couple of days of August. And it's like $50 per day. At least that's what it was last year. If you guys get a chance to go, bro, go to it. It's so fun. You get to be up close and personal. You get to watch the practices, watch the coaches coach. And then afterwards, whatever players want to come, they just come over to the fence and just meet all the fans, bro. But it wasn't like just like any players. It was all of them, bro. Like I met Carnell Tate and Brandon Ennis and like Travion Henderson, Quinshawn, bro. Like we met everybody. It was a blast. So if y'all get a chance, go to that. It's worth it.
There you go. Y'all heard it from Terry, man. Go ahead. Definitely go. Put your NIL dollars to work because we need it. I mean, hey,
Mike,
I'm just gonna say, even if it's just sitting there not being used, at least we got the stash ready. You know what I'm saying? At least we got the stash ready. So Burke said he will be there when the Wolverines go down by Pinocchio. Gotcha. Hey, shout out to Birch, man. We appreciate that. What I'm hearing on 3 King Host is having better practices than saying.
Well, they're not practicing right now, so.
Shout out to On 3 in the clickbait. You must have read a Bretman Murphy article, right. Man. It came out quick. Golly, Brad.
They took your money, though. But.
Yeah, that's another crazy thing, bro. Bretman Murphy.
Nah, hey, but to be real with you, Burks, Ryan Day came out and said that Keen Holtz was having a better spring. And then we all saw what happened in the spring game. Julian Sand looked a lot better. And Ryan Day said it's basically neck and neck. But I just think, like, if we're going off of history, bro, we know it's going to be Julian Sand, especially, like, the players. The players respect Julian Sand, and they respect, like, his arm talent and whatnot. So it's going to be Sand, man. I really think our offense could be crazy with him, too. People are underestimating him. He's, like, the only new quarterback that you don't see on any of, like, the top 5, top 10, or whatever quarterback list. People keep putting him at, like, 11 or 12. Like, our offense is going to be crazy if he is in that top 5 quarterback range, which he absolutely can be, bro. Like, when you're talking about a quarterback who was the number 1 quarterback in his class, won the Elite 11, like, he's not just going to be trash. Like, it's just not, you know what I mean? Like, I don't expect that.
I just feel like everybody got PTSD from Honda, man. Honda heard it all for us, bro. And then it's like,
come on, man.
And then when you remember how Honda played, and then you hear this stuff about Sand, and it's like, can he handle the pressure this phase? They had to have him go live to build up some toughness, and it's like, oh, nah, here we go again, round 2. But I think that it's going to be better than that. I don't think, like I said, Ryan Day is not known for making the same mistakes twice. Let's Toast just said CJ too. You must not know CJ, and you must not know the leash that CJ had around him. If you're trying to say CJ wasn't tough or wasn't mobile, no. CJ was just honestly too respectful and should have been a little bit more selfish. And said, hey, Ryan Day, screw you. I'm about to run this ball. And it ain't nothing that you can do about it.
Let's talk about the fact that
put in Honda.
Exactly. Let's talk about the fact that Kyle McCord was his backup. So of course Ryan Day's like, all right, bro, if we lose CJ Stroud, then we're about to put this kid in there. And I'm not even trying to hate on Kyle. Everybody, I've done too much on camera talking bad about Kyle. Good for him. He got drafted, all that good stuff. But bro, Ryan Day knew what was up. He's like, bro, we got a generational arm talent in CJ Stroud, a top 5 pick guaranteed. And if he gets hurt, we're going to Kyle McCord. So he's like, CJ, bro, listen, I know you're an athlete, man, but I need you to just throw the ball.
Bro, my guy Seaball, shout out Seaball, because he called it, man. He said, what the hell does that say about Kyle? What the hell does that say about our backup? When Ryan Day asked CJ Stroud, I think it was the day before CJ Stroud got drafted, and they asked him, hey, why didn't we see CJ Stroud running? And he just said, it would have changed the trajectory of our season. Like that should have told us right there. Like exactly. That should have. That all we were sitting there thinking was, he just wasn't ready yet in the moment. He'll be ready to be a starter. No, we should have just known at that point, man. Yeah. But before we go ahead and we continue this party, let me get this on the screen and this. Get your business, product, service, or personal brand to the next level by partnering with the Voice of College Football. See what our partner, Win Agency, has to say about its partnership experience with us right on screen. Let's discuss how you can also reach your target market. Contact us at sponsorships@vocfb.com. Again, that is sponsorships@vocfb.com.
You can make a difference here at the Voice of College Football. Use the Amazon link. Financially contribute to the Voice of College Football without spending a penny. Same shopping experience It's easy. Go to any video on any channel, go to the description section and grab the link right next to the capital letters that say Amazon. Use that link and Amazon will instantaneously convert to your account, settings, history, everything intact, just like whatever link you use right now. No difference. Pay no attention to the product that you see right there. Just go search what you want. Don't forget the Amazon link. Thank you for your support. Sincerely, the voice of college football.
And we're back just
That's my
like that,
guy, Mark,
man.
That's my guy, Mark Rogers, man.
We appreciate Mark for coming in for that sponsorship.
Hey, can I shout something out real quick? Hold on, it's for Mark,
Sure.
and he never asked me to do this or nothing. Listen, I'm strong in my faith, y'all. I got my necklace here. I'm not trying to get too deep into it right now because it's not what the show's about. But Mark Rogers does have a show where he kind of goes through and reads the Bible and stuff, and it's called, I think it's the Word by the Word. I think is what it's called. If y'all could check that out, man, that would be awesome. He's going out there and putting the work in. Like I said, he never asked me to shout it out or nothing, but I just learned about it actually from Doreen here that posted it on Twitter, and I thought it was awesome. So,
Gotcha. All right, man. Well, we are, as we get back to the show, as our guy Terry said, everybody make sure that you hit that like button and subscribe button. We appreciate it. Helps us grow, helps this channel grow. So we definitely appreciate you all. Let's go to some of our comments. Howard is a great guy, great intangibles, and was honestly really self-aware, which goes a long way. Yep, definitely was self-aware. And then we got CJ Stroud and Ashton Gentry are two greatest players to never win the Heisman. Also Peyton Manning.
man, and listen,
I don't know about Ashton Gentry, but
I kind of have a little issue with using the word great because you kind of have to like separate the word great from like best. You know what I mean? I think like great is more like an accomplishment and a career type thing. And obviously with CJ Stroud, kind of never really won super, you know, he won meaningful games, but like he never beat Michigan. He never won a playoff game. Obviously they won the Rose Bowl. I don't know, man. Like if you're talking about like greatest quarterbacks in Ohio State history, I would probably put Justin over CJ.
I'm not holding that against him, bro. I'm not holding the simple fact that CJ Stroud, because he did not play defense, I'm not holding that against him. I am not holding.
I agree with that.
I am not holding a 2021 season with an inexperienced defensive coordinator and Kerry Coombs who couldn't even make it to Big Ten play and got fired before we even entered Big Ten play, or should I say not fired but demoted. I'm not holding that against CJ Stroud. Then the second year in Mr. Jim Knowles give up big plays we give up big plays all the time. That's what my defense do. We give up big play. I'm not blaming that on CJ, man.
I can't stand that.
Nah, bro. It's cool. He's the greatest defensive coordinator in the world. Everybody's excited for him. You know, he's about to go ahead and smack the heck out of Ohio State. He's going to hold us scoreless. We won't have a touchdown because of Jim Knowles. Yeah.
I just like, I don't know, bro. Like I agree with what you're saying there, Mike. But also like when you're looking at someone's career, like CJ Stroud's college career, like maybe if he won a Heisman, I would be like, okay, he won the Heisman, but he got costed. He didn't win no Heisman. He didn't beat Michigan. We didn't win the Georgia game. Like it was like we didn't really like they won a Rose Bowl really, and like that was it. And
you're not going to win a Heisman with Jerry Eming.
Even that's true.
I'm going to blame CJ because of Jerry.
Yep. JJ about to win the Bilikinoff. I forgot to say it. Anyway, he about to win that this year, and just off his name, and then the Heisman next year.
That's off national alone. That ain't got nothing to do with in-house. No Jerry, bro. Just JJ got to carry his own persona. Cause I mean, that's another thing, bro. It's like, we sell kids on their brand and stuff, and their brand could just be a whole lot better if. But anyways, I think Russ Bjork's doing a better job because now instead of just having this one ISD or whoever the heck that is, it's going to be a group of people doing different things that's going to be helping our players get their names out there. And hopefully they understand and respect new media. So, but what everybody's here to talk about, the one thing that I kind of just don't want to talk about, because this is just recruiting is not what it used to be. It just has not. And since I think the last time we've talked, we've gotten an official, commitment from Sincere Johnson. We've gotten one from an offensive tackle, and we've also gotten a defensive tackle commit as well. So,
well, we just got 2 defensive tackle commits in the past week. So.
Yeah. So, I mean, as they would say, some people used to say, well, hey, you get 2 defensive tackle commits. Oh, we cooking. You get a 5-star linebacker commit like Sincere Johnson. We cooking. You get a 4-star offensive lineman. We cooking. That is not what's going on around the Buckeyes program right now. There's been a civil war going on and still going on as we move on into the month of July. And with some of the news that I'm hearing, I mean, a guy that we've been in on since he was in 8th grade could possibly not be coming to Ohio State. And at first I was like, hey, I'm just going to chill on this. I don't think that this is too big of a deal. But now the player that I believe that we could possibly be missing on, I think this is way too big of a deal, bro. Because I mean, to me, it just went from this player was literally saying, wait till I get here, to I'm possibly not coming here. So how do we get here, Terry?
Who you talking about, man? I know who you're talking about, but tell me.
I'm not saying it on there. Because I'm not even sure
gonna say the name.
No, I'm not even sure we were supposed to say it. So
I mean, it don't matter. One of the guys Ohio State's still in on that they're trying to get is Deuce Gerald. That's who we're talking about. I'm gonna say his name. It's okay. I'm not about to put nothing out there that's, whatever. And obviously he was in Ohio State in the locker room. He's like, when I get here, I'm gonna be crazy, blah, 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 blah. And I mean, right now, Ohio State has no momentum. Don't look like they're trying to be aggressive at all. So I can definitely see them missing on him, man. And if they do, that's a big loss. It's a big loss, no matter where he goes. And I know what you were trying to get at, Mike. We won't go there, but regardless, it's a big loss if he doesn't end up at Ohio State because we need that position. I know we already got 3, we got 2, and then the kid from Glenville, JJ Perez. Everybody's expecting him to flip to Ohio State. Hopefully he does because we'd love to have him too, but it's a big loss, bro. Like you said, when you was first talking about like a kid we've been on for a long time and stuff, I thought you were talking about Tyler Atkinson. That's another one. It's just like, bro, the way it is, and I seen somebody in the comments said like, oh, you have the 5th class, blah 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 blah. We've been in this upper echelon of recruiting for long enough to know that at any point in the year, if you lose all momentum, then things can get really bad. Because that's when you start seeing things like you miss out on big time kids. And then God forbid you run into a situation where another school comes in and flips one of your kids late. You don't have no momentum. You're not getting nobody. Nobody's trending towards your school. And that's kind of where Ohio State's at right now. So, I mean, honestly, up until like 2 weeks ago, really, let me say it this way. Up until the whole NCAA versus house thing cleared, Ohio State was cooking. And it felt like we were coming off a natty. We got crazy NIL saved up. We're good to go. And ever since that happened, it's like, well, we're just kind of chilling and everything's going on around us. So I don't know. We'll see what happens, man. So I need to see something like I need to see one go through the net. You know what I mean? Like I need to see us get one that we don't already know we're getting.
Yeah. So here's where I was going at it. And while I wasn't pushing no panic alarms or anything like this, but it's like when you sit back and you start witnessing this, there should be fire alarms going all over the Woody, all over the athletic department, in the office, everything, because here's how I look at setting the market. I feel like Ohio State, like what you said, the whole house settlement thing, they're feeling like this is gonna pass. But here's the part that was always a question is how are you going to tell someone what their name, their image, their likeness is? How are you going to tell them how much it's worth, right? Also, do you really think that by you low bidding and missing out, you're low bidding and missing out while everybody else in the neighborhood, everybody else in the community, right, is spending top dollar? Who's setting the market? The person that's missing out on the product and low bidding, or the people who are buying it all up and spending top dollar? Who is setting the market?
Well, let me tell you something too, Mike. In college football, the way that it's set up right now, there's no such thing as a market. And people need to get it. People need to get that out of their head, bro. The whole market thing, there's not a market. Every single team has their own market for every single player. Whatever the team evaluates that player at, that's the market. If there's a 4-star kid who's like a low 4-star in Ohio State, let's say that Ohio State is like trending for this kid's commitment, but a team like Texas A&M, they view this kid as like a can't miss kid. That kid's true market value for their entire market of college football is not $1 million, but Texas A&M views him that way. His market with Texas A&M is $1 million, so that's really all that matters. So the idea that there's a market for like each level of player in each position is just, it's unrealistic. It's not even a thing. Like with college football, the way it's set up right now, it's not a thing. And I know that they have like the clearinghouse where it's supposed to be that kids are supposed to, the deals are supposed to be like within their market. But then you get into what you're saying, like how are they going to tell a kid what they're worth? How can a clearinghouse tell a kid what they're worth when if Texas A&M calls them up and they're like, hey, we have this oil company that's willing to pay you $1 million to do a commercial for them? How can they be like, well, no, that kid's not worth that because he's only a 4-star? Like what? 247? 247 is going to decide the market? No. Like, so the idea of a market being a thing in college football with the way it is right now, it's not even a realistic thing, bro. It's just not. Like, there's no market.
See, and the reason why I'm saying there is a market is because the clearinghouse set the market. Hey, here's your cap. This is what this is. Then you got the whole clearinghouse, and I 100% agree with you, Terry. Like, again, how are you going to tell this kid what they're worth? It makes no sense. Yes. Also, I don't know. I'm not really understanding this, but I will say this, and this is before we were about to miss out on this kid who I'm just like, I can't believe we're about to miss out on Gerald because it doesn't make no sense. I do feel like, yeah, I understand the people who are saying, hey, you know, he's unproven. We shouldn't be paying him. I feel like this kid's proven. I feel like that this kid is a guy who can come get on the field and be playing day one, or at least rotating in day one if you know, he came in and early enrolled. Not saying that he's a day one starter or anything like that, because even Joey Bosa wasn't a day one starter, but he rotated in. That's what I'm saying, that he could at least be. And I feel like we are missing out on that. Same thing, Edric Houston wasn't ready until later in the year, in his first year, but he was ready. Like, we need that in our trenches. But I also see, I want to get to some of these comments because.
All right, but while you're doing that, let me comment on Deuce Sales and just in general. Like, I'm the type too, Mike. I've seen us like be 100% leading for kids that we thought that we were supposed to get, and then they decided at the last second to go somewhere else. So I'm not about to do that with our recruits, bro. If we got people who we think that we're supposed to get, and then word comes out that maybe they're interested in another school or they might be going here, I'm not writing a kid like that off and being like, oh, man, they're not coming here, blah, 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 blah. Just because I've seen how it works. And if Ohio State is willing to or values a kid like this is a can't-miss kid, I feel like they can go in at the last minute and convince that kid to come to Ohio State. So, you know, we were talking about Deuce Gerald and losing him. I don't think that's 100% a done deal. If it is, I'm not aware of it. But also, I'm not giving up hope on it to the last second. I mean, I'm the dude who – I had hope in Xavier Griffin until the last second, man. Listen,
Yeah,
that kid
he
is
was
cold.
tripping.
That kid, no,
He
Mike, I
was
don't care.
tripping.
I think that's the best player in this class. when I watched his film, like, well, this kid's crazy.
Yeah.
I was like, listen, we got James Laurinaitis, maybe. But obviously, he ended up going to Alabama, but kind of the same. Again, same thing with Deuce Gerald's, bro. I'm not gonna write the kid off yet, just because like it's not trending our way or whatever. So hopefully, Ohio State can end up landing him. We'll see how it works, man. We'll see how it goes.
And here's the thing. I agree with this point as well. Culture over the bags. I agree with that as well. My thing is I just feel like we're not seeing, hey, the market has shifted, or hey, we need to adjust and get with the times, because I'll say this, right? Before we won the national championship, we were talking about the NIL problem. We were on Spaces with the foundation. The foundation was reaching out to several of us who was doing podcasts in the media. They were standing in the paint. They were doing interviews. They were answering the very hard questions, and they was letting us know the issues that they were having, and that they were trying to, grant all of our wishes that we was asking, right? But they had some blockades. And then Ohio State also said, hey, we're going to try to stick to this or whatever. But if this doesn't happen, then we'll start doing what everybody else doing. Then all of a sudden, we like, dang, when they going to do it? They said they was going to do it. All of a sudden, boom, they start doing it. We got this many coaches. We got this many. We're able to get this player. We like, oh, we're not going to get that player because we don't normally do the money game. Boom, come out. We hit and do it. Okay, somebody up the bag. Boom, that's our second offer. Oh, they up the bag again. Boom, that's our third offer. So we've seen Ohio State make these adjustments. I guess my thing is I just hope that they make the adjustments sooner rather than later, because you can't be playing with this all of a sudden and then like, oh, but we're dealing in cap space and all of that stuff too. We got to figure this out. I did see an article saying that a lot of these schools agreed. Only 82% of the Division I schools have agreed to this. What schools were the outliers that didn't agree?
I could probably guess one, USC.
I mean, some schools are fighting it. Some schools' legislations are fighting this as well. So, I mean, I agree with y'all, man. I'm not for the bag chasers as well, but there's just some guys. It's like, come on, man. We got to hit these guys with some type of bread, man. Something.
Yeah, and I want to address some of the comments too, like not like anything specifically, but just in general. People were talking about like Jeremiah Smith came to Ohio State and Miami was offering him more, so it's not all about NIL. And like I get that, but what everybody has to understand is that every single coaching staff in college football is going to have their best coaches, their best recruiting coaches, and then every single staff in college football is going to have their coaches that are not the best recruiters. And typically those positions that are not your best recruiters are the ones where you're probably going to have to be the highest bidder or pay the most money to get those kids to come to your school. Like with Ohio State right now, everybody knows Larry Johnson is old. Everybody knows that he probably doesn't have a ton of time left coaching. I mean, at least we assume not. And he's not out here doing like the extra stuff for recruiting. He's not out here texting kids all the time. He's not hopping in a plane and going to visit kids all the time. That's just what it is. You know what I mean? So as Ohio State, we need to be able to pay the top-notch, top-of-the-line money to at least land a couple high-end defensive linemen, whether that be interior or on the edge, simply because our defensive line coach is this older kind of guru kind of guy who's going to develop these kids, and they're going to want to play for him because he's a legend, but he's just not going to keep that communication up like they want him to. So we got to be able to pay. That's the bottom line. Like if every other school is able to pay for the positions that are their weaknesses, then Ohio State needs to be able to do that too. And it seems like right now we're not. That's kind of what I feel like is the problem. I know a lot of people might call me a Larry Johnson defender, and I'm not defending Larry. I honestly think that Larry probably should have hung it up after last year. Once he won a national championship, two of his best, or his biggest recruits ever left. He probably should have hung it up. I think that he probably should after this year, just because of his age and he's not willing to go out and do the dirty work of recruiting. But I don't hate on Larry in the sense of like, I don't think that Larry's the problem with losing every single one of these recruits. Like, you're not going to tell me that every single one of these recruits wants to go somewhere else because they think Larry Johnson is not a good football coach. It's just not, you know what I mean? That's not realistic.
And that's the thing, man. It's like, here's the thing. Like what I told you guys about Sincere Johnson and his picks, right? He had Ohio State, Alabama, and Penn State. I respect those schools being in your top, especially for your position, because we know what they can do and their track record of putting them in the league, right?
Yeah.
Most of these kids, or like a Deuce Gerald's, it's where you're going. You know, if you're choosing a bag, are you choosing a bag of a school or whatever that's known for a high success of putting people in the league at your position? So if it's that, I'm cool with it. But that's my thing is we're not the only school that puts people in the league. Definitely not at that position as well. And it's just like, hey, they both got good facilities. I could still get an education at either school. And I could still go to the league, still probably completing the college football playoffs, and get a bag and set myself up for already generational wealth where I could take this money, invest it, let it capitalize, all of that. Come on, man. I mean, it's hard to sit there and say, they should take the Buckeyes over that. I mean, yeah, I'm a Buckeye fan, but I know we're not the only school out here who can put people in the league, who can give somebody a college degree and all of that, man.
Exactly.
It's just,
Mike, are you ready to have our conversation that me and you have been bringing up, bro? Like,
I mean, I was honestly about to get into it because my issue is this, and I'm going to end up basically passing this off to you for you to go ahead and break it down before we get out. Is everybody is comparing Hartline and Larry Johnson. And let me break this down. Why this is a complete unfair characterization, complete unfair everything, and why it's like comparing apples to oranges. It's really a bad comparison. You have Brian Hartline in a position where he does not have to worry, because since Ryan Day has came in here, you knew what his offense was going to be. You knew what his scheme was going to be. That was the main reason Justin Fields himself came here. It's because he knew.
Proof of concept. That's what me and you been talking about.
The proof of concept is already there in the offense. That's something that Brian Hartline has never had to recruit against. He's never had to sit here and say, oh, well, you'll wait and see how the offense will be. You'll wait and see till this. No, we always knew that. Larry Johnson has had to deal with the inexperienced coordinator or whatever in Kerry Combs for 2 years. That kind of hurt recruiting there, but we're going to hold that against him. Then you get Jim Knowles, who's a safety-driven guy who basically didn't really use the athleticism of his edges or things like that. He mostly wanted to have them in contain. And like I told you, if you are a 5-star player and you are watching that, do you want to come play in that? No, you do not. Even as a defensive tackle, do you want to come play in that? No. So if I'm a parent
maybe you want to
and I'm a player
maybe.
And I'm watching this, I don't want to go play in that. I'm sorry. I just don't. I appreciate you, Larry Johnson, but the scheme is not as friendly for me, right? Now, Terry, explain the proof of concept of what people need to really wait until these games get played so that the proof of concept can be there and they can say, oh, man, maybe Larry isn't the issue.
I mean, listen, the best way I can explain it, Mike, is I doubt that there's any – and listen, I like both of these players that I'm about to name, and I'm not talking bad about them. I just think that they were not put in the best spot, right? Let me say that before I even go into this. There is no high school recruit that's coming out saying, man, I really want to be like JTT or Jack Sawyer. They're not, bro. That's just simple as that. Like, they're not coming out and be like, man, I really want to do the things that those guys did in their college career. Maybe if they watch the playoffs, there's some kids that get hyped about Jack Sawyer, but also the playoffs was like the very beginning of our proof of concept changing in our favor. We need to see that for an entire season now. I just think that when you got 5-star players and you're kind of hindering them and not letting them go out and be free and do what they need to do to become superstars, then it's going to be a lot harder for you to recruit 5-star players at that position. And that's what Ohio State's dealing with right now. It's one of the main reasons why I always say I don't really care about like Jim Knowles' defense and what he was doing, because our defensive line was just meh all the time. And it's like, yeah, they were good run stoppers. Yeah, they were in their lane and whatnot, but none of them were allowed to go out and be a superstar. And really in the playoffs, it changed a lot. I saw a lot of difference in the playoffs on what they were allowing them to do. They were doing more twists and stunts. They were confusing the offensive line. Something that, as much as it hurts me to say this, Michigan does a great job at it. I think that their their defensive linemen get hyped up even more than they actually should with the scheme that they've been running recently, because they're doing a lot of confusion. When you're an offensive lineman going against Michigan, you're getting guys coming at you from all directions, and you'll get confused and they'll get a free sack off of it. And it's like, okay, well, now there's a highlight tape of Mason Graham, coming free and hitting somebody, and then he gets to get up and get hype, and that's on his highlight tape. And then the kids see that and like, I want to be like that. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be that hype. I'm trying to be that first round pick because my coaches are putting me in the best spot. And I think that Ohio State didn't do a good job of that at the D-line position specifically. Like I said, nobody's coming up right now and saying, I want to be JTT, I want to be Jack Sawyer. Nobody, none of them. They're not. And it's just, maybe Tyleik Williams, but Tyleik Williams was kind of like Tyleik Williams, that guy who he's going to whoop butt in any one-on-one that he gets in. If you're going to block him one-on-one, he's going to beat the guy in front of him. And luckily for him, he was that type of guy, because if he wasn't, they wasn't doing anything special, putting him on any stunts or anything like that to put him in a spot where he can go out and be a first-round pick. So, I don't know.
No, we didn't start doing stunts until the head coach got into the head coach got involved in the defense.
Exactly.
So,
exactly. But that's pretty much it, man. I think Matt Patricia will make it look a lot better. He'll make our defense look a lot more fun to play in. And I think that you'll start seeing that recruiting uptick, at least in like the D-line, maybe in some other spots in the 2027 class, probably. But again, that all depends. Obviously, they still have to be a good defense. I expect them to be. I expect guys like Kenyatta Jackson and Bo Atkinson, and maybe even guys like Arvell Reese or CJ Hicks coming off the edge. If you start seeing those guys go out there and be put in good spots, our defensive line recruiting is going to shoot through the roof, because them edges are going to want to come here. They're going to want to be like Arvell Reese or Kenyatta Jackson or whoever. And when those big-time edges are committed here, then those interior guys are like, yeah, bro, I'm trying to play next to that guy. That's what I'm trying to do. You know what I mean? So
that was the biggest thing with Justin Hill was you're not able to show me anything on film. Exactly. You're not able to show me any proof of concept. That's what he said. And then when he even said it, we're not going to see any proof of concept during the season. He told us. And then everybody was shocked.
Yep, exactly.
Come on, man.
And they try to tell him, like, oh, we're going to do it next year. And it's like, you can't do that, bro. You can't just tell a kid, like, hey, we're going to play a position that we don't even play. Yeah. Like, that's not going to work. It's never going to work, bro. That's like if and remember what I was talking about paying people, right? If Michigan right now, for example, they've been a good football team the last couple of years, whatever. I got to just be honest about it. If Michigan tells a wide receiver, like, hey, you can come here and you can be a first-round pick, you can win the Blitkenhoff, blah, 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 blah. What are they thinking? They're like, nah, you better pay me some money, because if you're not paying me no money, I'm not believing that. Right. Especially, let's say that Brian Hartline is telling you the same thing. Who are you going to believe? That's called proof of concept. And Ohio State needs that at a couple spots, really mainly the defensive line. Because I think that last year they did kind of earn some of that proof of concept at linebacker, and you immediately saw the linebacker room get a lot better in the recruiting pickup. So.
Exactly, man. So We appreciate all of you all tuning in, man. If you can, make sure that you go check out our guys over on Ohio Primetime with Garrison and Ryan. They will be having a call-in show tomorrow. We appreciate all of you all pulling up, supporting us. Again, make sure that you hit that like and subscribe button. We will be here every Wednesday. And let everybody know we are exclusively on the YouTube page now, so make sure that you are pulling up right here to catch us. We appreciate you all, and with that, we are out of here.
The world famous Ohio State Buckeyes.
We might be in a situation where we have a superstar coach on our hands, kind of like how we did with Brian Hartline.
So right from the jump, make sure they understand they're playing somebody different tonight.